I felt the bowlers put in a very good effort in both the test matches that I'm talking about, but didn't go in our favor. But what was important was to keep working hard, keep giving in the same kind of preparation and thinking into the game. I think because of that, today we have sealed the first game, you can say, for this team. And it was just fantastic to see the kind of effort and the determination that the guys showed. So overall, a very memorable game of cricket for us.
MS, in the earlier days of your captaincy, you won a test match in Durban on a greenish pitch which is supposed to suit the outside. How does this compare to that? Because in that series you were 1-0 down, here you went in 11.
Well, again, I don't believe in comparison. It's not like I went like 50 or 60 test matches. I have to pick, okay, which one is the best. So everyone is special. Every test match is special for its own reason. Every innings or every 100 or 50 that you score is special in its own way. So it's not about comparison. I think if you see the 11 that we're playing or the 18 which is part of the squad, it's almost entirely different to the last game that you're talking about. So just in that way, it's very special, and I felt it was a test match where there was pressure on us. There was a lot of pressure on us. We lost a crucial toss, which meant we had to fight out those first 1.5 2 hours when there was moisture on the wicket. And I felt the openers did that along with the number 3 batsman, and we scored the amount of runs that was really needed, and then Bhuvi bowled really well in the first innings, followed by Ishant in the second innings.
How does it feel to win a test match in Lords? First time
Well, I don't know how it exactly feels. It's very difficult to say, but one thing for sure, it seems that it will be my last test match at Lords, because I don't see myself, coming back in I don't know how many years' time to play a test match again. So it's definitely a memorable test match. We have had close test matches before here. I still remember the 2007 series that we won. It was because of bad light that the game ended in a draw, and me and Srishant, we were batting at that point of time, and because of that test, we saved that test and ended up being victorious in the test series. So I feel every game is important. Yes, it feels good to win test matches outside India, and being Lords, yes, it is very special. But at the same time, I feel every test match is special for us.
Please, give us the post session, end of the post lunch session. Which was the bowling and then we can use the next session.
Well, it was to start off a bit difficult to convince him. So the last over when he came in, just said bowl short, and I turned the other way around. So I set a field to him so that he doesn't even think of bowling up. So that was the strategy. Give him a field where he's just forced to bowl the kind of length that I want him to bowl, and it worked. And once he got Moin's wicket, I think after that he was eager enough to try that line for a consistent period of time. Because also to see, he's someone who works really hard on his bowling, works really hard on his fitness. He's not shy of bowling long spells. Whenever you ask him to come and bowl, whatever the situation may be, he gives his 100%, more than that actually every time. So there's no good reason why he should not test this line. He will have to bowl consistent number of overs outside India. So definitely with the kind of height he has, he can exploit the bounce a bit more and put pressure on the batsman. So this is definitely something that will add on to his armory. But it's slightly difficult to convince him, that by bowling short also you get a wicket, and it counts as a test wicket. It's not like only when you nick the batsman to the keeper or slip, it's counted as a wicket. So it was very difficult to convince.
MS, you spoke about Jonathan and Wellington. So it was not feeling those matches. What were the lessons learned? Today in the first season, did remotely those thoughts come to you, and did you do things differently on this one?
No, I think more about the process. That's one of the reasons why I can, forget the past, because when you are constantly busy with the process, you're thinking about what needs to be done rather than thinking about, okay, that game we were playing, this happened and we were not able to seal the game and all that thing. Yes, there was pressure on us. The reason being, with 200 odd runs needed on the last day, we knew there will certainly be a winner in this game. Who the winner will be, we are not really sure about it. We had a fantastic chance to win this test match at the start of the play. And as I said, cricket is a great leveler. And the first session we didn't get any wickets. Still, the last ball was bowled, and it showed us that you have to be at the top of your game. You have to be at your best. Otherwise, the opposition, once they get an opening, they'll make sure that they make the most out of it. So I felt they had a very good partnership going at that point of time. And once we got an opening, we made sure that we get a couple of quick wickets and put pressure on the opposition.
And that's were you surprised quickly?
Well, there are quite a few ways to look at it, because this is one question that has been thrown to the Indian cricket team quite often, because if you block and get out, they say, okay, you can't play the short bowling, but you play your shots and get out, then you're over aggressive. So there's only one way of playing short pitch bowling, and I think that's ducking, so that they bowl short, you duck, and nothing happens. But the modern cricket has changed. The batsmen at times they take up that challenge of the bowler. If the bowler is bowling short at them, at times they like to play their shots. And what we have seen is it's a slightly difficult shot to control. You can't always control it and put it in the right area where you want it. So at times you'll get out, but it's something that's very important to be aggressive. Even to our batsmen, I keep saying, yes, it's important to duck, but at the same time you have to assess how tired the bowler is, what the bounce of the wicket is, and at times you'll have to play your shots, and even if you get out, you'll have to accept the fact. So I think just the bowling from Ishant was very good. He had already bowled a long spell at that point, and he kept bowling short, and he was very accurate, and that really helped him get those wickets.
MS, did you feel that the short ball tactic was something that would work against England based on their performance against Australia in the winter, and just how much influence did Duncan Fletcher have on the planning and the preparation for this match?
Well, Australia, if you compare our bowling attack to Australia, it's very different. The reason being, we don't have too many bowlers who can, bounce like them. If I was Mitchell Johnson, I wouldn't bowl up. I don't care who the batsman is, frankly. But at times when you're not the bowler, that's the kind of thinking you have. But Ishant is definitely someone who can do that. I can't really ask Bhuvneshwar to bowl, that kind of a length. He's more of a swinger. He'll bowl slightly more up. Even Shami, if you see, he is someone who's definitely who can bowl quick, but he's not someone who gets a lot of bounce off the wicket, which means he's also not someone who can consistently bowl bouncers or back of the length delivery. So, we wanted to just, exploit the condition by saying, okay, we'll throw a challenge to them. We'll see how they play the short pitch delivery, whether they go for their shots or, they duck all their deliveries. So, you have to see on that particular day how the batsman is playing. In this case, it worked in our favor, but it's not like, it will always work in your favor. Some of the time you'll see the batsman, not playing at any of the deliveries, and then you fall back to your line and length, slightly or close to outside off, and you want to dig them out. But it's definitely something that's worth trying.
What about the influence of Duncan?
Well, definitely Duncan is someone who wants to try everything, and definitely wants the bowlers to bowl short also. We have been trying to convince our bowlers to bowl a few bouncers. At times we had this problem even in South Africa and New Zealand when we had actually bowled the first 10 overs without bowling a single bouncer. So at times you go and ask them, okay, why didn't you bowl bouncers? And they'll ask, okay, we thought it was swinging enough to get the batsman out. So you have to actually tell them it's not the bouncer that gets you wicket, but what happens after the bouncer that can actually get you wickets. And at times it becomes slightly difficult for them to understand what we are trying to say, even when you put it in simple words. And cricket is a complex sport. Ishant never wanted to bowl round the wicket. Like bowl round, he's like, no, it's going that way, so I want to bowl over. So what happens is once you go through that phase, it opens an entire new sector for you, and that armory of yours increases. So we have been struggling to get through that. We don't want to enforce ourselves on the bowlers. But now, with the past 4 or 5 games, I definitely think their view towards bouncers and short pitch deliveries has opened up. They are using it quite consistently now. And, the more they play, the wiser they will get.